Okay, we should be live. Welcome everyone to the stream, and we're going to be taking a look, as always, at your requests. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, some higher caps, some low caps as well, and we'll wait for a few seconds until everyone joins in. And we'll start looking at Bitcoin as always. Nothing major is happening. As you can see, Bitcoin's just been sitting at this exact same spot, consolidating for, well, a month and a half at this point. And I think I have, there we go, my laptop wasn't plugged in. Now it is. So let me know if everything's working properly, if the audio is working, because last time we had a bit of a technical issue with the audio at the start of the stream. Welcome everyone who's joining in. All right, so we've got a few people in and we can start looking at Bitcoin. So let's see if we have any divergences between the price action and the RSI. As of right now, I don't really see anything. Well, there was a bearish divergence here, but that has played out already. So we did get the pullback. And once again, we are targeting this area here, this green block, between 24,800 down to 24,300. That's a major area for us to retest. As you can see, we have a lot of buying pressure in that zone. We might come down there one more time before the next move to the upside into 2024. So be ready to sweep the lows at 24,500. If we start dropping below that price, that could be quite negative. We might start potentially looking at 22,600, which is the 0.236 fib. And if I zoom out to show you the fib that I've got set up here, it's from the high in November, or rather from the low in June. No, actually that's November 2022 to the November 2021 high. And we are running into the 0.5 here at $32,700, and we're pulling back down from there. So retesting the 0.236 at 22,500 wouldn't be the worst thing ever, but that's as low as I want to go for a healthy uptrend. If we start dropping even lower than that, then chances are we're going to be dropping to 19,700 potentially, and we're going to be filling this wick here. But we'll see what happens. Regardless, the lower we go, the better it is for us, because we can accumulate our altcoins at these cheap prices. So let me know if you have any Bitcoin. Personally, I'm not buying any as of right now, and I know some of you are. Everything is working good. Luis Caballos and Coin Hoover, welcome guys. We've got a few patrons in the stream. So that's regarding Bitcoin. Now, I do want to talk about Multiverse X, or Eagled. This is one of my top holdings in my portfolio, and if you want to get access to all of my holdings, all of my low caps, my entire portfolio, feel free to check out the Patreon that's linked down below in the description. You get access to all of my content, all these 600 plus posts for 7 days for totally free. And we have Eagle there. We're staking through the Ledger Live app. But what I wanted to show you is the fact that we have so the total staked amount is 17.4 million tokens, which is 66.9% of the supply, which is a lot. That is a lot. And this goes to show that a lot of people are bullish on the project, and the fact that the prices are dropping isn't getting anyone more bearish. In fact, for me, it's even more bullish, because I'm just going to be buying these cheap prices. We can open up the chart as well here for Multiverse Eagled. They did go through a rebranding, which is something that a lot of projects struggle with. Sometimes when you go through a rebranding, you completely lose your hype and you completely lose your momentum. With Multiverse X, or Eagled, Elrond, they've done a pretty good job. So from where we are right now back to the all-time high prices, you're potentially looking at 2,046%, which is a lot. That is a lot. And this is not considering the fact that we're probably going to be breaking above the all-time high prices here, and we're going to be potentially getting to $700 to $800, which is my expectation for the next bull market. We're also going to be doing a lot of exit strategies for all of these coins on Patreon. So if you're interested in that and you want to know where I'm going to be taking profits, feel free to check that out on Patreon as well, and let me know if you're bullish on Multiverse X. Right now we're sitting at a very, very low price, essentially our bear market bottom here. I'm really bullish on Multiverse E-Gold. Some Hazik TA flavor, perfect. Hello all, welcome to the stream, Coin Hoover, and we've got Luis Caballos asking for a Zilliqa TA. We'll take a look at Zilliqa, we'll take a look at Chainlink. Cryptoparas asked for that. And we have Qasim on the stream. Welcome. How are you doing, my friend? Zilliqa looks like it's ready to pump. So low right now. We'll take a look at all of that. I do want to take a look at a few projects here. So first of all, I want you guys to look into Veracity. So this is a sort of a gaming project, gaming infrastructure project. They're looking to make it easier for people to make money, or ease the way of getting revenue basically with Veracity. So jumping into their white paper, Veracity at a glance, protocol and product layer platform for esports and video entertainment. So we all know that esports is going to be massive, and gaming in general is growing at a very rapid pace. So once all the AAA companies catch up to the blockchain, or rather blockchain technology catches up to those AAA companies, and we start seeing NFTs in these, you know, blockbuster games, Call of Duties and Battlefields, I think that's when a lot of these projects are going to be doing very well. IMX, Veracity, Altura, and their mission here is to significantly increase engagement and advertising revenues for video publishers on any video platform. In turn, Veracity, through its VeraViews ad tech stack and POV technology, significantly increase advertising revenues for video publishers on any video platform. So basically, they're working with revenue for video or content creators, and they're kind of easing. And if you take a look at YouTube, it's basically taking I think a 50% cut or a 45% cut from all the ad revenue that you make. And with Veracity, you're going to be making a bunch more money, and you're not going to be paying the third party, so to speak. We've got Crypto Seth in the chat. Hey there, buddy. How are you doing? We'll hop on a stream someday together. So I'll hit you up on Telegram. So Veracity is the first one. Now there is a bit of an issue with the circulating supply here. Per some sources, the supply is actually sitting at 50%, not 10 million tokens here. So we're sitting at approximately 55 million VRA tokens out in circulation. So that means the market cap is actually sitting at around about $215 million. Next up, we have FabWelt. Now, we did a TA on my Patreon a few days ago, I think. We covered FabWelt, and we can pull up the chart here just so I can show you. It's been pumping. It's been pumping like crazy, and where is it? There we go. So this thing has been pumping like crazy. That's why I'm not going to be buying into it as of right now. We are losing some support levels. As you can see, we had all of this set up, and I'm not going to be buying into this right now. I'm going to be waiting for a further pullback. The market cap, however, is very, very low. So as you can see, we're sitting at where is the market cap? $2 million market cap. Very low. For this to do 100x from the current price, we just need the market cap to get to $200 million. That's a lot of money there. Seth in the house. PBK says, good day, CH. Can you do a TA on PIP again with fibs? I believe it has hit its bottom. CH. I'm not sure if you're referring to me, but we can definitely take a look at PIP. So FabWelt is a second project, and they're essentially a gaming project with a bunch of games, and they've been doing quite well, and the website looks very good, and their major shooter game arsenal is looking like it could generate a lot of hype during the bull market if it gets the popularity that it needs to. We've seen a lot of projects, a lot of gaming projects pumping during the last bull market. So Fab World could be one of those. And obviously, you shouldn't expect every project or every gaming project to do as well as Infinity. Was it Infinity? I keep forgetting. What's that gaming project? I think it was Infinity, right? Oh, Axie Infinity, right? Axie Infinity. Because that did crazy. But a lot of people just held to the tokens. They didn't sell, and now they're sitting at all-time low prices. And to be honest with you, I don't think that that's going to be going back to its all-time high prices. So you should be taking profits, not a financial advice, of course. And I'm just saying that Fab World is potentially one of those projects that can do 100x for you. And the last project that I want to cover here is Constellation DAG, sitting at a $71.9 million market cap. Circulating supply sitting at 2.9 billion tokens out of the 3.5, which is a pretty good tokenomic there. And we can jump into their white paper here. So despite the goal of decentralization, cryptocurrencies are operated and secured by increasingly centralized networks, which is very true. Ethereum, and mining organizations that control the security of the network. With the rise of the post-Bitcoin networks such as Ethereum, the initial goal of processing financial transactions has been expanded to provide trustless distributed computation by way of the EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, and its smart contract system of logic. So what makes Constellation DAG different? The blockchain development community has been looking for new implementations of distributed ledger technology to solve the scalability issue and has so far failed to solve this. The problem still remains: how can we process more transactions and perform more services in less time with less cost? That's essentially a problem that every project faces, and all of them have their own solutions. We propose a horizontal scaling approach that applies techniques similar to MapReduce. So you can obviously read through all of this on your own time and do your own research and due diligence. But if we jump into the website, looks amazing. They're already working with Amazon, Ledger, Helium, I think the US military as well, Uphold, Splunk, Foursquare, the US Air Force. So the market cap is very low for a project with such partnerships. So definitely look into this. And I think this is only available if we go to markets: KuCoin, Gate.io, Mexi, and CoinEx. So you have a few centralized exchanges you can hop into. Maybe with a Coinbase or Binance listing, this thing will pop off during the bull market. So these are a few projects I want you to take a look at. And we covered Multiverse X here. I think the fact that they have 66.8% staked is phenomenal. I think only Cardano has a bit more. I think it's sitting at 70% staked. I'm not sure, or 76, but this is definitely a lot. So the price, this basically means that there's a very little amount of coins in circulation, so it's going to be very easy for the price to pump during the bull market. Oh, Crypto Hazik is CH. Got it. All right, so let's start with the requests. We'll take a look at Chainlink first. This thing has been pumping, and personally, I'm not going to be swing trading right now, even though it looks like it might, retrace back. We're hitting essentially the same resistance level we've been hitting since November 2022, and I don't want to be risking it, What if we start breaking up? I'll swing trade when we pump outside of this sideways channel, right? When we do something like that, that's when I can potentially take some profits and wait for a pullback. As of right now, there is no point in swing trading, even though I'm sitting at a profit. I think my average buy-in price is around $6.70. So we're sitting at a profit, but I'm not going to be selling or swing trading. We are breaking above this yellow resistance trend line, which is also a major factor. If we continue with this momentum and we're able to break above $8.72, that is going to be a very, very strong indicator telling us that we're potentially going to be breaking out of this sideways channel. And a sideways channel is essentially a 50-50 chance for a breakout or a breakdown. So for Chainlink, if we break above this August 2022 high, which we are very close to right now, $8.80, we're going to be looking at $12.26 here. That would be our technical target, and we can get there before the end of the year if we continue with this pace. So for now, if you're looking to buy into Chainlink, I would probably wait, even though, yes, I do say that it's okay to accumulate within this green block. So if you really want to buy some Chainlink right now, feel free to buy some now, and just in case we get a pullback, have some spare cash and buy in at cheaper prices, because there is still a potential for us to drop all the way back down to this teal trend line where we're going to get another bounce, just like we did back in June this year and in September this year. So we might have a bounce from there and a breakout, one final breakout out of this sideways channel. So for now, I'm just seeing what we're going to be doing. Unless we break out of this thing, I'm expecting a move up to the top of the sideways channel and then a retracement back down. That's what I'm expecting right now. For this to be invalidated, we need to break above the block, hopefully back test it as support, and then continue moving forward to our technical target. And that's when we will be swing trading. But I definitely will not be adding any link to my position these current prices. The RSI is doing healthy. As you can see, we have a nice support trend line here, and we can target that for entries as well. But yeah, nothing major happening with Chainlink. This is just a normal move to the upside. We've seen this play out many times already, as you can see, and every single time you end up coming back down. But there will be one time when we break out and we're not going to come back down. So that's why I'm not going to be risking any swing trades as of right now. So stay patient and set up some buy limit orders. We're potentially going to be looking at $7.17, $6.73, or the 20 MA on the weekly, and this teal trend line. This ascending teal trend line is going to be very important for us to retest in case we are going to be pulling back down. So that's what we have for Chainlink. Obviously, I'm very bullish on the project long term. I think we're going to be breaking above these all-time high prices, and I think we're going to be getting up to $80 to $100 during the bull market. We'll see. And the current market cap, if I'm not mistaken, is sitting at around about $3 billion. I could be wrong. Okay, $4.5 billion, which might seem a lot, but during a bull market, you remember this thing got to a almost $22 billion market cap. So, you know, doing a double of that, getting to a $40 billion market cap, I think is very possible for Chainlink. Next up, we have Zilliqa. So we'll take a look at Zilliqa. Let's pull up the coin market cap page. $281 million market cap. Circulating supplies sitting at 15.8 billion out of the 18.1 billion. So not bad. Tokenomics. The chart looks okay. We were sitting at a $2.6 billion market cap during the April 2021 high. This thing is already listed on pretty much, well, almost on a, we don't have Coinbase and Kraken, but we have Binance, KuCoin, BitHump, Bitfinex. So you can pretty much get your access to this coin very easily. Let's pull up the chart there. All right, so we did some TA, I think, on a few live streams before this, but essentially what we have here is, let me just remove that. So we have this Fibonacci set up from the swing high in March 2023 down to the swing low in January 2023. What we did is we printed this high, printed a double top essentially, and then we started dropping, and we dropped all the way back down to where we started retracing from. So technically we did everything we had to do, and now we are starting to retrace back up. Now whether this will be a full-on reversal, I don't know, but we would have to see a breakthrough above the 20 MA and a breakthrough above the golden ratio for us to potentially think this is a reversal, this is a new uptrend that we will be starting. Otherwise, this could just be a lower high and we continue down with this downtrend. But the fact that we are breaking above this white trend line also is giving me some hope. So maybe if you're looking for a swing trade, you can potentially, from where we are right now, look for a bounce off the 20 MA, which is roughly a 12% trade, and the golden ratio, which would be a 20% trade. If you were buying in during these pullbacks here at the start of September, that would have been a great entry point because, as you can see, you were essentially retesting these lows here, and that's where you want to be buying in because you saw a bounce here, you saw a bounce here. Mathematically speaking, there was a good chance we were going to see another bounce. So breaking above this diagonal resistance trend line is a good thing. Now we need to break above the 20 EMA. Is this still a good price to be entering? I think yes. I think this is still a good price. We're essentially sitting at our September 2020 levels, which is great for anyone looking to buy a long term. You're looking at a potential 1,342% until we get to the all-time high price. Of course, if your expectation is that we will be breaking above that, even better. So I don't want to be losing this support, to be honest with you, at 0.0152 cents. I don't want to be losing that. If we do, there are a few levels we can target, but you know, we don't really want to be losing a major level like that because it held us back here in September. It was our support back in April and February 2019. So holding a strong level like that is always good, but if you start breaking below, you can see there was just a strong pump here, so we might just end up free falling until we hit our head on or hit our bottom on the next support level down below. So in this case, this could be 0.0078 cents. All right, that would be the first level. This is in case we lose it. I'm not saying we are going to, but that would be something that potentially could happen if we have a flash crash. We have the US government shutting down for 2 to 3 weeks, potentially in October. The last time that happened, we were rallying and the S&P 500 was rallying as well. So we'll see how things play out this time, but definitely be on the lookout for a potential flash crash before we get to the bull market. Because why wouldn't the big boys want to shake out as many people as possible before we actually start the trip to $100 to $120K Bitcoin? So that's something to understand. Currently, the prices are sitting at a very good level to accumulate. So feel free to do that. We take a look at the RSI. Let's see what's going on here. So this is actually looking pretty good. This is looking very good. If we end up getting into the apex here before, you know, the halving, we might have a very strong breakout. And I'm talking like getting into the overbought in a few weeks. That is on the horizon here for Trias potentially, because as you can see, you're getting tight within this apex and you're basically retesting this support here, you're retesting this resistance here, and at some point you're going to be forced into a decision. And if we're close to a bull market and we get into an alt season, there is a very high chance we're going to be seeing a breakout here. And the current market cap is sitting relatively low, like I said, $281 million. So this could still be a good entry right now. Okay, so PIP. Let's take a look at PIP. What is PIP? Because you said we can take a look at PIP again. I don't remember covering it. So they released back in March 2023, $8.2 million market cap. That is quite low. Circulating supply sitting at 12.3. I'm not sure if that's the correct circulating supply. Let's take a look at CoinGecko. Okay, so that is the correct circulating supply. They have a max supply at 1 billion tokens. Now you want to take a look at the unlock schedule. What is the vesting schedule for the early investors, the team, and everyone else, because they might be dumping your tokens on you, and obviously that's not something you want to be a part of. But I'm not saying that that's the case here. I'm just saying that with new projects, be careful of that, because you might buy in and in a few months all the unlocks happen and you're gonna get dumped on. So let's remove this and let's take a look at PIP. I don't think we were doing any T on this, but let's take a look at the daily chart. There's not a lot of data to cover here, as you can see. So this chart starts from April 2023. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Okay, so a major level here to identify is this zone over here. This was looking like it was going to hold us as support, but then we dropped in August 2023 when everything started dropping. And potentially what could happen here is that we are seeing a retracement all the way back up to this block. and we're going to retest it as resistance, and then we're going to drop back down. That's potentially what's on the cards here. I don't know what the roadmap looks like. I don't know if these guys have any events, any listings, because if that's the case, then they could definitely see some quick pumps. For example, you saw a nice pump here from September, 15th into September 23rd, basically in a week. They did pump approximately 2x, which is not bad. So I would not be buying any tokens right now because it is a bit overextended, as you can see. And we were sitting in the oversold, you know, from the end of July right up until the middle of September. This is where you would have been accumulating if you wanted to get a good position. The stochastic, the RSI, everything was sitting very low there. So that was a good indicator for you to take a look at. But obviously there's not a lot of data here to cover. So we have another resistance level here at 16 cents. And that is the previous support that we had. We lost it, had a quick back test of resistance, and then we dumped. So for now, I would be waiting for a retest. You can see there's a nice support level here that we still haven't retested. We might be coming back down there. That's 0.051, and it's approximately 25% to the downside. To be on the safe side, you can take a look at the 20 EMA and potentially invest at that level there, because that would be a great entry point if you're looking to hold for the long term, of course, but there's no guarantee that the bottom has been printed. You can see we're not really breaking above any crucial resistance levels. And if that's the case, this is essentially going to be a lower high, and then we continue down with a lower low, and so on and so forth until we bottom out. Now, where will that bottom be? We don't really know, right? We don't really know, and there's not a lot of data here to go off of. What we can also do is set up a quick little fib and take a look at the golden ratio sitting at 0.0523 cents. That would be a great entry point. It is aligning very nicely with this local high from the start of September. And we also have our bottom at 0.0416, and we have our extension levels from the 1.272 down to the 1.618. That's what I would be targeting in case we start losing the low there. So we can set up some buy limit orders around these prices, and I can add the price tags, and you can pause the video if you want to take a look at them. But those would be your technical targets, and there's a pretty good chance we're going to be retesting them if things start dropping, because these low cap projects tend to do tend to drop even stronger compared to Bitcoin, of course. So if Bitcoin's going to be seeing a 10% pullback, then most of these altcoins, especially the low caps, they're going to be dropping like crazy. For example, a low cap that we've been covering on the channel for more than 2 years, which is DSLA protocol. Look at this drop from the April high down here. That's an 86% pullback, and we're bouncing off the 786 here, which we did expect, and we we had this level on the charts, and we were averaging in at these prices here. But you can see an 85% pullback when Bitcoin did only a 10-15% pullback. So this is the thing that I'm talking about. You have to be ready for these pullbacks, so don't buy in at these prices. Imagine you were stacking your coins over here. Now you're seeing it at 85% pullback. Why would you buy something that's sitting here when you can take a look at something that's already down here? That's the logic behind my purchases, so to speak. I don't buy anything that's been pumping, especially if it did like a 30x in the past few months. Why would you get into that? You want to be buying something that still hasn't had the pump. Now, granted, something that's done a 30x can still do another 100x, but the chances of that happening are much, much lower compared to other projects. Daddy Duke says, not talking about fake FTX pump at the launch. Which token are you referring to? Do you think ICP is going to recover regarding the news? Okay, I think you're referring to ICP. So I'm not involved in ICP in any shape or form. I haven't been buying into the project. I haven't been really researching the project, but what I don't like is the launch, because the way they launched was, a lot of people lost so much money here. And they launched during the bull market, I think closer to the end or something. Yeah, May, look at this. $534. Can you imagine? And right now, from that price, you're sitting essentially at a 99.4% pullback. So I don't think you were even able to sell at those prices. That's probably just a scam wick. And that's when everyone started dumping on you. And you essentially, in a month, you dumped down 94% in a month. That's crazy. So imagine the amount of people that were buying their tokens here. That's just crazy. So with a launch like that, they did not really generate a lot of trust, personally speaking. But if we take a look at the chart here, there's a resistance level we can identify, of course. There was a support level here that we dropped below. And by the looks of things, we still don't have the bottom. We could be dropping as long as this project wants to be dropping. Potentially, we could be looking at $2.37, but this is uncharted territory, so we don't know what's going to be happening. We are retesting the 1.272. You still have the 1.414 below at $2.73, and the current support is at $3.02. And potentially we're going to be coming up, retesting that previous support as resistance, and then coming back down from there. The 20 EMA on the weekly is also there, so we might be retesting that as we are a bit overextended from the 20 EMA there. So I'm not buying into ICP, and this is probably the last thing I would be buying because there are a lot of other projects that I'm still eyeballing, and I still, you don't have enough money to buy into everything, so ICP is not at the top of my list. Agree, but not ICP, FTX fault. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. And I'd have to look into who was, pretty much getting access to all the pre-sales, because most of the time they just give their buddies access and then they dump on the retail. Well, not most of the times, but a lot of the times. Okay, so now let's take a look at SDAO. The current market cap sitting at $33.2 million. We have 85% of the total supply out. And let's jump into the chart here. There we go. Obviously, we've been doing TA on this thing before. You can see that we are printing a higher low, which is good to see compared to the low that we printed back in May 2023. And this thing is not looking very good. Let me try to change the color. I guess I can just change the opacity there. There we go. So you can see this is a major support level that we want to be holding between 48.5 cents down to 33 cents. If you want to be buying in right now, that's fine. I think this is a good level. Yes, you can be looking at this December or January low and you might think, oh, we're up 116%. And the same thing can play out here from this low. So you might wait and you're thinking we're going to drop down to the December 2022 low. Then you start pumping and then you're going to come back down. And then this will be a good buying opportunity. But compared to this low, you're going to be up 50% and you're going to think the exact same thing. And you're just going to get essentially trapped with your cash, and then you're going to have another pump and you haven't bought in here. So that's the thing that I'm talking about with these lows, but that sometimes you just want to ignore that low because that happened, and then we pumped, and that's the end of the story. You're not going to be getting those prices. Now, maybe we are going to get those prices. If we do, great, buy in. But expecting us to get there and not buying in on purpose right now could be damaging for you because you're just going to miss out on potential gains, and that's not the way I want to roll. So if you want to be buying in right now, great. We're sitting at a support level of 0.236, and after all, 116% is not the end of the world. If you're looking at something that's sitting at a 900% or 700% from the December low, then I would say, buddy, just calm down. But if it's 116%, it's not a big deal. And the market cap is still small, sitting at $33 million. So if you want to be averaging in right now, great. what we want to be doing here is we want to be breaking above the white resistance trend line. As you can see, we have one bounce here in April last year, another bounce here in February and January this year, and then we had some sort of a wick here in July. So with this next potential retest, I want to be breaking above it, and I want to be back testing some resistance levels, or, breaking above those levels would also be incredible. But we set up a Fibonacci retracement from the high in February down to the low in January. We came back down to the golden ratio perfectly, retesting that at 31.5 cents. And after that, we had a retracement to the upside, and we haven't lost the golden ratio. That's great to see. So hopefully we don't get suppressed by the 20 MA down below the golden ratio, because if you lose the golden ratio, then there's a higher chance that you're going to be coming back down to where you started retracing from, and that's almost 18 cents, which is essentially our December 2022 low. So if that happens, once again, great, buy in, but I would not be expecting that to happen as of right now, because we haven't lost the golden ratio yet, and I can't look into the future, obviously. It looks like we are getting some sort of a pattern here, so we can identify this support trend line here. We have an ascending support trend line, and as you can see, we have this resistance above us. So you're getting stuck in between a support and a resistance, so you might be forced into a breakout here. So not saying anything, but maybe before November we are going to be seeing, or maybe in November we are going to be seeing a breakout, because on the weekly chart there's not a lot of action, not a lot of volume. We're essentially consolidating. So have your eyes on this project. If you haven't been buying in and you are looking to buy in, this could potentially be a very good entry for you. Now, taking a look at the RSI, it's doing okay. It's doing okay, sitting at 46 on the index, not bad. Stochastic is down in the oversold, great entry point. And the MACD is about to print a bullish cross. The last time we did that was back in July, but that was for a brief moment. But before that, the bullish cross occurred in August last year, and we had a massive move to the upside, as you can see. So potentially that's what's going to be happening this time around. So be on the lookout for the bullish cross. That might be your indicator telling you that the bottom is in, and we're essentially going to continue with this small uptrend that we started, and it's going to turn into a nice pump. So once again, whenever there is whenever your price gets stuck in between a support and a resistance, there's not much space to move around. It's getting tight. There's always going to be a breakout or a breakdown, right? With price compression, you get a breakout. Hopefully, that's what we're going to be seeing. So there is a few more weeks. You have a few more weeks of time, and after that, we might be pumping back to these highs here that we saw back in February 2023. So that's what we have for SDAO. Crypto Hazik is CH. Okay. Oh, I guess makes sense. Yes, I'm still not used to Crypto Hazik. I did change the channel name just so we have crypto in the name, because that does help out the channel in terms of searching, in terms of the search engine, I guess. What is the bull market prediction for DAG? Let's pull up DAG. I think it has been dropping below its support as of recently. So taking a look at DAG, Constellation DAG, I think we have a different chart over here. There we go. There is DAG on the weekly. So we are coming back down to our green block. We set this up many months ago, and I told you that between 0.021 down to 0.016, that's going to be an incredible level to be accumulating at. And we are almost there. So I would argue this is a good time to be averaging in. From the all-time high in August 2021, you're sitting at a 94.7% pullback. So that's a good price to be entering at. And to the all-time high, you're sitting at a 1,760% to the upside. So great entry point. The risk-reward ratio is amazing. If you continue dropping lower and you retest this green block, just buy more tokens. No one's telling you to buy all in at this very moment right now. Just buy in with maybe 10% of your allocation, then put 10% more. And if you drop even more, put 30, then 40%. You can spread out your purchases however you want to do that, depending on your strategy. But I would definitely be looking into some DAG coins at this point in time because it's retesting its August 2020 high. And that's, from a technical standpoint, that's what we want to be doing. You know, we are creating these resistance levels, we are breaking above them, and then a few years later, we're coming back to retest them, to grab some liquidity, and then we'll be on our way into the next bull market. So if we're talking about the targets for the bull market, let's assume that the bottom would be somewhere around here. So we can take that and we can set up a Fibonacci retracement. So we would be looking at an 85-cent DAG token at the minimum here for Constellation. So from where we are right now, you're essentially looking at a 3,334% to the upside. That's what the fib tells me here. Doesn't mean we'll get there, but I think it's quite possible. I think it's really, it's not a stretch. $71 million market cap, that's really low. So I think we can definitely do 85 cents. Let me know what are your tokens or what are your predictions for Constellation DAG. I know Seth and Archie are really bullish on these, so we'll see. We'll see. I personally don't have any tokens yet. I am looking to get into it. Hopefully, I'll still have some time before we start pumping, but this is definitely where I would be buying. Push the like, guys. Smash like. Exactly, guys. Make sure to hit that like button. I don't usually ask for that, but that does help out the channel. Share the video around if you think it's going to help out some of your friends or family members. Always appreciate that. I don't think it's a scam. Yeah, I mean, ICP is not a scam, but I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable entering something that made a lot of people lose a lot of money in that way. And I know it sounds weird because Bitcoin also made people lose money, but I don't know. Maybe down the line, we'll see. What are your top 3 cryptos? Asks Zano Music. So in terms of my top 3 cryptos, so I would say that's definitely going to be Cosmos. It's going to be Near Protocol, and the third one, I mean, I want to say Multiverse. Yeah, we could go with Multiverse in terms of the higher caps. We have those 3 projects. I think they'll be doing incredibly well. I guess we could go with Polkadot. Okay, well, we'll stick with Multiverse, Cosmos, and Near. Those are like they're in my top 5 holdings. So those are the 3 projects that I would be buying right now. Especially Near and Cosmos. You don't want to be missing out on those. Is Algorand going to make any moves? Another bargain. Let's open up Algorand. Let's take a look at Algo. Actually, I think I have a weekly chart in here somewhere. Algorand against the dollar. There we go. So we are absolutely breaking below this major low that we printed in 2020. With the COVID dump. So that's not a good thing. But from the looks of things, we have printed a local bottom for now at around about 0.087 cents. And if you don't have any Algorand tokens as of right now, please look into the project. It's one of the ISO compliant tokens. The SEC does not consider this a security. And most of their projects are working, I think pretty much all of their projects are working with the SEC to make sure they're compliant with all their rules and regulations. And that means if the SEC is going to be going after some projects like Cardano or Solana or Polkadot, Algorand will not be one of those. So it's not going to have any dumps because Gary Gensler mentions it. Actually, Gary Gensler did talk about Algorand, I think, one time during one of his speeches, but I think right now, great price to enter, even at 10, even if you're going to be moving back up to 11.5 cents. I think that's a very good entry for Algorand. It looks bad. Doesn't look like a project you want to be entering right now, but when you were sitting up here, you would never say that it's going to go and drop back down below the March low. Just like right now, sitting down here below the March low, you'd never guess that it's going to be sitting at maybe $4 to $5, right? So that's something to think about. And if you're bullish on this project at the end of the day, and you know the team, you know what they're doing. I don't think that these short-term price fluctuations should affect how bullish you are on the project. In fact, the lower the price, the better it is for me. So I'm hoping this bear market can last until February. I don't think so, but I'm hoping. We'll see. So for now, Algorand, we're just kind of coming back up, potentially retesting 11 cents here, 0.0111 or 0.111, which is our previous support here that we held in July, June, and August, and we lost that. And potentially we're going to get another rejection from this large teal resistance trend line. So unless we start breaking above that, I'm not really going to say that we're bullish, because this is a multi-year resistance that we have. Once we start breaking above that and we get some volume coming in confirming the breakout, so we have something like this, and then potentially a back test of support, but hopefully not, because that would drag us out. But usually a breakout or a proper breakout would have some volume coming in confirming the breakout, so that way we can potentially hope for us to retrace back at least to this November 2022 high, and we're talking about 40 cents here. This is 40 cents. That's a 4x from the current prices, and we can get there in the first half of 2024. Exactly, we can get to those prices in the first half of 2024. Unless there will be more FUD thrown into Algorand. Obviously, that's not a good thing. That might suppress the prices a bit. But I have Algorand, one of my bigger positions. I think this is in my top 10 holdings. So I'm bullish long term. And for now, buy. That's all I can say. Not a financial advice, of course. Let me get some more coffee. Hey Yazig, best TA crypto live. Thank you very much, Duke. Appreciate it. OLHIX says Fortuna Cardano Bitcoin. Tuna. Let's take a look at Tuna. Fortuna Sitar fan token, is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure. Tuna coin. Is that the tuna coin you're referring to, my friend? Because I don't think it has a token out yet. So let me know if that's the project you want me to cover. I'm not sure. Nelson Matos, FTM. Let's take a look at FTM. I know this thing did crazy gains during the last bull market, like absolutely massive. Look at this. You were sitting at 0.026 cents in August 2020, and you ended up going to $3. Absolutely incredible. So this thing is available on pretty much every single major exchange. You have a market cap sitting at 557 million. 88% of the total supply is out. That's great to see. Let's pull up the price action chart here. Phantom, that's against the Bitcoin, sorry. There we go. So a similar situation here with Phantom. We have a support trend line that has been retested a few times from 2021 stretching all the way to 2023. And you have this descending resistance trend line that's keeping us down, that's suppressing us. And what ends up happening here is that you're creating a descending triangle. And this is a bearish pattern that typically ends up with us dropping down. So if we start hitting this support once again, there's a good chance we might drop below all the way down to 12 cents at the very least. So that's something to understand. And there is not much support here from, 17 cents all the way down to 0.041 cents. There's not much support there. So, we need a lot of buyers to start coming in at these prices to hopefully create some sort of a support level. But one other thing I want to tell you is that the golden ratio is all the way down here, sitting at 0.0404. So technically speaking, retesting 4 cents would not be the worst thing ever, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. That's an 80% pullback. So let's be a bit more realistic here. And let's take a look at this smaller fib that we have from the swing high in January down to the swing low in November, we have our 1.618 sitting at 0.08 cents. So 8 cents is going to be your technical target in case you start dropping below the November low. So we have that sitting at 8 cents. We have the 1.414 sitting at 10 cents, and then we have the 1.272 sitting at 12 cents. So those are going to be your 3 targets to look out for, and in case we start dropping below the November low. And if we have a flash crash once the US government shuts down, then potentially that wick can take us all the way down to the 1.618 with an instant recovery. That's what happens with these flash crashes. You get a recovery instantly. So you have to be really quick buying in, or you want to have your buy limit orders set up in advance. And of course, avoid having round numbers in your limit orders, whether it's a buy or sell, doesn't matter. Round numbers are not going to be helping you out. Hypercycle has been on a parabolic pump. I've been super bullish on this project. Let's take a look at Hypercycle. Hypercycle, there we go. Hype C. Okay, so we have, I'm not sure if these tokenomics are right. I don't think they are. Okay, no circulating supply. Maybe you can let me know what the circulating supply is, but based on this thing, we're sitting at a $17.6 million market cap. We launched back in May 2023, relatively new project. I try to avoid those, to be honest with you, because usually they either pump and then dump massively, or they're just a bit too risky getting into. So let's take a look at the website here and see what's going on. Okay, so the team is doxed. Chufi Saliba. Doesn't that look very similar to Centrifuge's logo? Looks very similar. Hypercycle is building a tiny but essential component that enables AI machines to transact with other AI machines in a sub-second finality, which results in unprecedented emergence. I'll save this project to take a look at it later on. White paper core. Do they have a proper white paper? Yep, they do. Interesting. We'll take a look at this thing. To be honest with you, the website does not look very good. Just my opinion. Looks kind of meh. But that's not always a red flag, but obviously a good website is preferable. Monetize any machine with Hypercycle. Your machine can be remote or local. Your participation in AI computation can enhance the intelligence of the global brain. Consumers don't interact nor call Cisco, Oracle, or IBM to operate their electricity bill or online medical record. Hypercycle is a B2B play, so business to business, however, providing our customers with tools to enable B2C and ensuring the success of our customers is our #1 priority. Interesting. We'll take a look at that. Take a look at that later on, but it's been pumping like crazy, as you can see. We'll take a look at the price action here, but it has been pumping like crazy. Look at that. I would not be buying that right now. Let's jump into the daily chart to see what's going on there. A lot of volume coming in here, but I would be careful getting into this. I would be careful getting into this right now. So from this low that we printed back in August, we are up approximately 200 and almost a 4x. So we're going to be looking for a pullback, a 42% pullback down to this price here at 60 cents. To be honest with you, that would be a healthy retracement, because we are essentially printing a parabola at this point and we're just going upwards. And there's, as you can see, the EMA is vertical at this point. So once we're going to be dropping back down, we can't really hold it. It's not going to hold us up and we're going to lose it. I'm like 80% sure that's what's going to happen. Of course, we might continue pumping, but how far and how long can you really pump at this rate? So the RSI is absolutely overbought on the daily. So if you have been buying into this project, I would maybe look into taking some profits here and looking to buy back in at the 20 EMA at the very least. So you can secure yourself a nice 35% discount. 47 million circulating supply, vesting is good, running nodes, taking all supply, staking with great APR. Interesting, Coin Hoover. Thank you for letting me know. I'll definitely look into this project. Part on Singularity Net's ecosystem. I'll look into this project. Thank you very much. Is Moonriver or Crust Network any good? I would say if you're choosing between the two, go for Crust Network. I have both personally, and I think Moonriver is going to do well. I don't think it's going to be getting to $2,000 or anything like that. But we can jump into the price action real quick and take a look at what's going on here. And let's take a look at the weekly. There we go. So we are still in this falling wedge for Moonriver. As you can see, a lot of selling pressure once we start getting above $4.50, a lot of selling pressure. We are holding the falling wedges support. That's good to see. What we are still hoping for is that we can end up retracing and breaking out of the falling wedge, and we can start an uptrend here. That's going to take us to $11.33, which is our technical target with this pattern, because that's where the pattern was created. For now, that's pretty much everything that we have. We're sitting at an all-time low price. So if you're not involved with the project and you're looking to buy into Moonriver, this is the time to be buying in. And regarding Crust, I think Crust is sitting at 57 or 60 cents, something around those prices there. Crust Network, yeah, so we're essentially retesting our November 2020 low, or 22, I should say. We dumped down to 52 cents. We'll see. There's a chance we're going to be losing that support there. There is a chance, I'm not going to lie. But there is buying pressure coming in. As you can see, a lot of buying pressure coming in from below 51 cents. That's good to see. If you don't have any Crust, obviously this is a great buying opportunity. I'm bullish on the project. I have a pretty good position, and I'm looking to double my position in the next few weeks here. So I'll be getting more Crust, and taking a look at this Fibonacci, you can see that we are potentially going to be losing this low. If that ends up happening, you have your minimal target at 35 cents. So feel free to set up some buy limit orders at 35 cents, maybe 35 and a half. Don't have any round numbers, and you can sweep the lows there. But ideally, we want to be holding the November low. Hypercycle tilling starts next week, so even more tokens taken out of the supply. $2, then we go down. Interesting. So we'll take a look at Altura. Zano Music has been asking for Altura. And we can take a look at GRT. And we'll probably end the stream there. We've been going for approximately an hour now. So, Altura. I have Altura as well. I'm bullish on the project. Looking to add more tokens. This thing does not want to drop below 30 cents or 27 cents. Look at this. We are very close to the support that we were eyeballing here, 0.027 cents. And we did talk about this on Patreon a few days ago. We dropped a TA on it. And if you got into this thing at 0.027 cents, great, good for you. But there is a good chance we're going to be losing it. If we're going to be seeing a flash crash, if the markets are going to continue dropping, altcoins are going to continue losing value against Bitcoin, then these low cap projects are definitely going to be losing their massive support levels here. But you can take a look at the January low and see that we've done a 7x, almost a 7x into July. And from that January low, we're sitting at a 3x or 4x in terms of profit. So keep in mind that you're going to be buying a token that is sitting at a 4x from this January low. I didn't pull up the price action, the CoinMarketCap page. So $21.5 million market cap, not bad. A lot of token dilution from what I can see because there's a divergence between the market cap and the price action. The circulating supply is sitting at 719 million tokens out of the 990. Pretty good tokenomics. Market cap is extremely low. We have this token available on gate.io. That's where I'm buying the tokens. So if you want to be buying into this thing right now, you can buy a small amount, but be ready, be prepared for a potential further pullback down. So we can be going as low as 0.018 cents and we would still be bullish. And from where we are right now, that is going to be a 37% pullback. So just be ready for that. But the chart looks pretty good. The chart looks really good in my opinion. And we'll take a look at, what was the other one? We got a request about GRT. That's right. This is like the top AI project in the space. So let's pull up the market cap page, the graph. The market cap is sitting at $814 million. Not too bad. This thing did a $5.7 billion market cap during the bull market. So that's pretty good. I can see there's some token dilution going on. The max supply is infinite, so that's not a very good thing. But with the AI narrative being bullish during the bull market, I think the demand will outweigh the inflation. This thing is available on pretty much every single exchange you can think of, except a few smaller ones. But Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, you're going to have easy access to this token. And let's take a look at the price action. So the price action looks pretty good in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. And none of this is financial advice, of course. So we are printing a higher low. That's important to notice. So we have this low here and the next low is higher than that. So this is a higher low, and that's the starting point of an uptrend. We have a low, we have a higher low. Now, for us to continue this, we need to bottom out. Maybe we'll go down to 7 cents. We don't know, but we want to bottom out around this area. And then with the next leg up, we want to break above this high here. So this March 2023 high needs to be broken. As you can see, there is a resistance block above us. This red resistance block is going to be a very powerful enemy, so to speak. So once we are able to break above it, back test it as support, we can finally say that this hopefully is our bottom and we're not going to be coming back down to it, because once you start breaking above major resistance levels, you have more targets to the upside and so on and so forth. But when you're doing the opposite and you're breaking support levels, well, you're continuously going to be looking for more targets to the downside. So what we're looking for here is for us to hold 7 cents at the very least. That is where the golden ratio is, around about that price where we are right now at 0.085, so 8.5 cents essentially. And we wicked through 8 cents, which was also a support level we were eyeballing based on this October 2020 low. And once again, the lowest point I would be expecting is around about 7 cents. That is a 22% pullback from where we are right now. Potentially, we're going to get there if we have a flash crash. Also, keep in mind, we are a bit overextended from the 20 EMA, so a relief rally before we dip is also possible. So keep that in mind. And right now, great buying opportunity. If you're looking to get this token for the long term, I would say go for it. Not a financial advice, of course. And don't go all in. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we've been going for an hour now, so we're going to be wrapping up the stream, guys. I want to thank you all for joining in. Let me know if... I think we're potentially going to do a stream on Monday, and we might have a longer stream because we have some sort of a holiday here in Canada on the 30th. Oh, it's actually today. And we're going to be off on Monday, so I'll have an off day on Monday, and we'll probably do another stream. So I'll see you all then. Thank you all for joining this stream. Thank you all for sending in your requests and your questions. We have a lot of altcoins to cover. We have a lot of things to buy before the bull market starts. So stay on point, stay focused. Don't spend money on useless things like an iPhone 15. Please be smarter than that. While everyone's buying iPhones, we're going to be buying in crypto so that then we can buy essentially whatever you want at the end of the next bull market. So Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.